All right, I've got some work to do, or I've got some work I've done. I have to take this piece and think about how I'll digitize it. The idea came because I've been working on my website, trying to understand myself a little bit more and this very bizarre career that I've had. And one of the consistent themes has always really been calligraphy. So, but I don't usually draw my name, so this was really hard. But this actually says Tony Fast written 6 times. Tony Fast written 6 times with 5 pens to be scanned for the web. Now, on the other side of the page, written upside down there, it says descriptive text for the letters on the opposite side of the page. I've been listening to a bunch of Virgil Abloh interviews recently, and I think it's starting to come out in this stuff where it's just like, be explicit. It's a very good, accessible practice. People desired his stuff to be accessible. And when it showed up in IKEA, people were psyched. So, explicit is better than implicit, which is really a Python theme. So here we've got the 5 pens. On the opposite side here, the top one says Tony Fast, drawn vertically in small caps with a 6mm comb brush. So we can see that it reads Tony Fast with this comb brush. It's usually used for like texture and stuff like that, but I really love it for calligraphy purposes. It's especially encouraging when the lines overlap and make these little forms and structures. I really like it. I get less, when you're drawing these things, the letters stop being letters and they just become lines and movements. And underneath, we have Tony Fast drawn in lowercase black letters with a 6mm nib. So this is kind of free form, black letter, getting jazzy with it. I could do it perfect, but I don't specifically care for that. Especially when I'm doing stuff for the web. I want to be able to find a little bit more organic ways to introduce like the hand into the work. Um, it's interesting, like when you think of the idea of a script tag, script actually means something handwritten. So I take that as a challenge. Underneath, we have the fanciest Tony Fast drawn in stolen copper plate with a zebra G nib. I love zebra G nibs. They're really fun. They're really pointy. Let's see. I think what'll be nice is if I can get to a place where I actually have all of the pens over top of them. So that guy there, the zebra, here's a zebra G. That's a zebra G. And then, where's my comb? Let's look for my comb. Here's my comb brush. Okay. And now that one is, I am actually not seeing the broad edge, the broad one. Anyway, we'll do that a little later. This here is Tony Fast drawn with a hard left lean from a green parallel pilot 3.8mm nib. So left lean, all of these other ones, this is vertical, this is right, this is vertical, this is right. Left leans are a little hard, kind of gotta actually lean back to get to it. But this is drawn with a parallel pilot, but I don't have the nib in here because I've been using this nib inside of a weighted holder. So these things are typically made for folks who might have tremors. And I often think about like older calligraphers, like when I'm older, if I do get some shaking, will this be what helps me? But I've been finding it to be really interesting as a different way to write calligraphy. Usually the pens are almost like float in your hand, but with the weight, it sort of feels like a hug. Underneath, let's see, probably have a, nope. I should have prepared and had all the pens around, but I don't. But this is Tony Fast drawn in Tony Fast's brush hand with Rococo flourishes bound for rubble. So I really like this pen. I use it a lot. I can write with it, and I can do calligraphy and brushy things with it. But every once in a while, when I revisit it, I can't remember what it says. Or I can't decipher what it says. So that's the rubble part. But the plan today, so now that we know a little bit more about this page, and we actually have a video to provide a little context, what I was hoping to do was actually just go and scan this work, and then start figuring out how we would go and make it accessible. So let's put this in. I think I want to put it in upside down. I don't remember the right way to do this. Coffee stains first is the plan. So now we're going to want the scanner software. And let's get out of here. Did I already scan it? Okay, come back, brother. Okay, all right, there it is. Okay, scan. Then we're going to go here, and then we will... Oh, I wonder if that was like an old session. I don't know what that was. Scan. Okay. I really like this moment when it becomes a physical thing and a digital thing at the same time. That's why I really like to have these things on top of each other. But I think what's interesting, what just happened, like what happened when we did all of this, we stopped having a front and back. And I forgot to mention that at the bottom here in on the back of our drawing, it says, what is on the back of a screen? There's no back to a mirror. So now that we went and scanned this thing, now the semantics, the structure of the paper is ripped away. The original drawing stops being the original drawing, and it becomes just a bunch of digits now. So let's go and figure out how we can go and use all of these digits together, and how that would become accessible. So now we are moving to use different tools. It's time to get the keyboard out. Let's keep our drawing nearby. And what's another tool that we're definitely that we'll probably need? I think that would be coffee. So let's go and do that before we get to our computational calligraphy. So now we'll get over here and we'll get to working. So this is Tony Fast website logo deconstruction. How about let's try this. Tony Fast website logo deconstruction. New line, new line. New line. We'll take a drawing. We'll take drawings of calligraphy on a piece of paper and consider how we could digitize them in an accessible way. Period. So we start from a physical notebook and we create a computational notebook that captures as much information that is lost in the scanning as we can. Great. I love this because we're what I'm really happy about just like starting here is what's today's date? Today is 2026 0408. And then just say Tony Fast. Seems like a good name for this. So let's go to our scanner and I'm just gonna save these images. I'm gonna save them as Tony Fast logo. Okay, so we've got Tony Fast okay, great. So now if we go into our notebook, oh, I can raise this up a little bit. Doesn't need to be in my way as much. And we say, so the tool that we're going to use to achieve this is a Jupyter widget called Jupyter bounding box. So I am not trying to vectorize this image today. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make the calligraphic text accessible. So what I mean by that is in one of my last presentations, once I finally sewed up the abstract, I did a calligraphy writing of it, and then I turned it into its accessible form. And I think what I keep pushing on in all of these examples is that alt text is typically insufficient to capture the structure and semantics of a physical drawing. So if we start to consider the things that we're trying to make accessible to be artistic works, and there are layers and there's work around the work, what we're trying to understand in these processes is how to recover things that are lost in the transition from the physical to the digital and back and forth, so on and so forth in a continuous cycle. So this is just one example. And now, with calligraphy, it becomes a lot more freeform, especially in the way that I prefer to go about my work. So now we're just going to focus on bounding boxes today. And I think there's a parameter here. Let's see. What's this guy saying? So Jupyter bounding box widget. So we need an image. So an image, and that one is going to be desktop. It's I think it went to the desktop. Tony Fast logo 1. All right, so that's the back. So let's make some variables here. Okay, so let's say the back is this, and we'll want that to be a path. So I pollute my namespace, and I should already have that. Great. So then underneath of that is the front. And now, okay, front. So let's work on the front. And now my guess is, since, it's nice because I have these little grid marks on here, POSIX path. Okay, great. So this is the front. And what I want to do is I want to go and identify each region on the front and on the back, and then figure out how I'm going to digitize all this stuff together. So to do this, I need to add something here, I think. So let's go back to our little docs. So classes, we need a list of strings here. So when I was describing this earlier, I was saying that there are different brushes used, and I'm pretty sure that if I line, the front and back are kind of aligned. So let's say there's a thing called classes, and those classes are description, comb, broad. That's the broad edge. Then pointed, That's a pointed nib. And then this is going to be a pilot. Or let's say parallel. Less branding. And then brush. So these are all of our classes. So now I'm going to strip and split this. And okay, so I'm going to go, and it looks like at this point, I've got description clicked. So if I click on description, and I go here, now I can go and move this bounding box. Okay, great. Love it. Okay, so now I'll be able to actually, like, basically what I want to do is I'm going to use an image area map, this one. So now we'll be able to go and put a shape over top of our image. It can have links, and then it can also have alt text. Can it have, can we do area described by area? We'll have to, oh man, that's a really bad search, right? Because basically what we want to do is we want here, oh, we'll just put the alt text, we'll just write the alt text. Okay, so the link could go to the back. And then, so the back and the front can be connected. So maybe that's what we're going to do. We're going to go like back to front. And both of them will have the same alt text. I don't know. This is fun. I don't know where we're going. See, once you dive in, you start to figure it out a little bit. So we got description. So now let's go and let's just work from the bottom up. Let's do brush. So brush is this. I don't. Oh, do I? Yeah. Too many mice. Okay. I found a brush pen. Great. Kiritaki. That's exactly what this one is. And then, so let's put the brush on. Then let's put the parallel on. Oh no, I don't, okay. So here's the thing that sucks about, okay, let's call this, so I just ran this. So we're gonna call this B box equals this. Okay, so now, all right, good. So I kept bounding box. And B box traits, trait values. Okay, that's, oh my God. I don't even know what we're doing here. Okay, so it uses any widget, and it's got like, okay, so there's just like hella JavaScript in here. That's crazy. Okay, keys. Oh boy, amazing. All right, so what are the traits that got added to this? Trait names. Okay, so we want B boxes. All right, that's the one we want to keep, I think. So we want B boxes and classes. So, where am I going here? Okay, so now we got B box. Okay. B box. I'm going to rename this. And okay, so here's what we need to do. We need to make an initialized like bounding box, basically. So what that looks like is it looks like this, without the image. So bbox, this is an initialized one, and we have no image associated with it. That's actually what we want here, because now what we can go and say is that bboxes equals bbox dot bboxes, and then this one we're gonna say, so we want to keep everything consistent, and the best way, this is just how I'm thinking that we do that. So now we do bbox dot classes, and when we want to reinitialize our work, we'll just go up and run the cell, run this cell to reinitialize the bounding boxes. Did we not get them? Bbox dot bboxes. Okay, I guess it didn't get them yet. All right, let's try. So the reason that I do this is because when we go and like grab the brush one, and we go and look at what is actually inside of B boxes and bounding box. Okay, so this is the bounding box for that label. So my hope is that when it gets if I rerun this, it'll stay there. Okay, that's good. Sometimes if we don't have that, we'll lose our bounding boxes every time. I just sort of say this from experience. But let's continue along. Let's just get all this. Now we got to fill out the parallel pilot. Okay. And I think what I'm going to do after I'm all done is kind of try and go and make them similar widths here. So it's funny, there's like a little bit of overlap between these two, and I just like love it. I'm curious what that looks like on a website. And that's kind of what the overall question is all the time, is like, what is this going to look like? You know, it's hard to make a website wabi sabi. And I love it. So I find it to be a challenge. Like, I think right now, the thing that's so suspect is things seem so unscripted and so unwritten by hand that I can't find I can't locate the work around the work anymore. So I can't understand the value of the document, and I find it challenging. Okay, so now we got Tony Fast, and then lastly we got the description. This is sick. Okay, so let's just go and take a look at our bounding boxes real fast. Probably great this way. Okay, so and then okay, so we did the bounding box for the back, for the front. And now what I'm curious about is B-box. So now we're going to go and work on B-box back. And let's just see how good our boxes overlap. B-box back. All right. Brush nailed it. Parallel nailed it. Pointed nailed it. Broad nailed it. Okay. All right. So now what do we need to do? What are we missing? We're missing question. So we should probably go and add question. And this guy won't have question. So we added question. And now here we should be able to go and put the bounding box for question. And then if we go, so that's B box back, but they still should all be the same. Okay. They still should all be the same. They still should all be the same. They still should all be the same. So now so I need to basically put question back into B box now. So let's do it this way. We're going to put B box back, and then we're going to put it in here by adding this B box back. Okay. All right. So now we should have question, and it should be an empty area. No? Oh, it just added one. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. We messed things up, guys. All right, let's see. Where are we? Let's fix it. So we got B box, and then we got B box. If you're sitting there being like, oh, if anybody was to think that some automated system might help me right now, they don't understand how much fun I am having. So let's keep going. Okay. So we got the brush and question. Question hasn't shown up yet. So, but it has not here either. All right. So let me go and put question back into things. So that's the question. And we should see it in there. Okay, and let's go see if we can put it back into bbox's back. Great. That's what we want. And then if we remove this, it should be maintained in the state. That's perfect. So now we have this consistent front and back relationship between these two images that we're working on. It's really cool to me. So in theory, if I go and I put in a little bit of work, so what's the widest one that we've made so far? It looks like we can probably pull in these. So it looks like the description's probably what our reference is. The pilot's pretty leftish. So, okay, very cool, very cool, very cool. I'm starting to, like, while I'm sitting here doing this work, and yeah, again, maybe it could be automated, but the relationship to this thing is part of what makes the outside great or interesting or something. It's whatever. Oops. Didn't. Okay. This is a cool widget. I've used it a few times before. And it hasn't been updated in a while, but I'm still just like happy that it works. Pretty cool. So let's go. Now I moved everything here, and let's see how that translates down here. Is everything still locked up? That's really great. Oh, comb brush missed. We missed over here. So let's go and move broad. We're going to work on broad. So, oh yeah, no, that's good. All the right sides will come out like that. Okay. Okay. Super cool. And what's great right now is that we have the same map. I mean, like, I know there's white space and whatever, but we have almost the same map. Same values. They're very congruent. We have two very congruent shapes here, and I really love it. So now we've got the front and we've got the back. Very, very cool. Okay, so if we go down to our data frame here, and we have all of our different bounding boxes, we're basically going to need this 2 times. We're going to have to basically go, so we need 2 images. So I think it's probably good to go and say, all right, how's this going to work? How's this going to work? How's this going to work? So, all right, I know how this is going to work. Image source equals desktop Tony Fast. Oh, no, we have this as a source equals front relative to the working directory. Okay, and then we need that as a string. That's fine, great, cool. So with this system here, we can go and insert some HTML, just like so. So now we've got our image. And then what do we want to do? For that image, we need to go and make a area, a map and an area. Okay, so let's go give our map a name. Y. So we're gonna say map name equals Tony Fast. It's funny. It's a good name. It's good. I like the calligraphy of it. And then we're gonna say for row index row in df iter rows and for, okay, cool. So this is going to, oh man, the tough thing about, so the thing that's hard about this now that I think about it is, okay, I'm starting to, okay. So let's bring in import, I just have this pretty useful utility function, nbref dot templates dot schema forms from import L. Okay, so this is gonna let me make elements. So like the image thing would look like L image source equals front relative to let's say let's put CWD or yeah, CWD equals path. It's always useful to have that up at the top. Okay, path to CWD. All right, great. So we're gonna ID this as the equals the front, and then we'll ID this as the back. Back. All right. So, and then we're gonna go and put this inside of a okay, so now it's a tuple. And then we are going to add this. We're going to map this, and then we're going to add a partial element Li to this map, partial element Li. And then we're going to put this all inside of an ordered list. Okay, long lines, it's calligraphy, map. Okay, so now what does that mean? So map, oh no, that's why. Okay, we need this as an iterable. That's great. Okay, cool, radical. So now we can go, I think maybe it would make more sense to reorganize this as a full-on pipe. So let's go and say that we've got this. At some point, I will talk about how we are all doing functional programming and we are not learning about it. Partial L. So we're doing applying a lot of object-oriented techniques to what is actually more likely functional programming. So we're gonna map this. So now we got that map, and then I'm just gonna throw a lambda. I hate lambdas, but it's kind of the only way. I could probably star map it. OL star X unmatched. Great. Okay, cool. And then we can just throw an HTML here. What? Oh, ipython.display.html. What? String. Okay. So now we got the front, we got the back. And they're ID'd. So then we need to go and make that same map. And we have df. So let's go and say that, okay, I want to do this functionally. So I need to make all the map objects. So I need to do this functionally. So I need to make all the map objects. So let's go df.label. And then we're going to iterate over that. Yeah. 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 Okay. And we have to go and make all the areas first. That's our first effort here. So we're going to make the areas and we're going to put the coordinates in there. And let's, okay, we're going to do this in a for loop. Index row in df.iter rows. Okay. So now with this, we can go and make an element, an area element. And row looks like that. So what that means is that it's row. So we need to format a string that looks like row X is rect in here. Rect X1 plus Y. So I don't know. Okay, so they have the width and the height. So we have to do, and it's separated by commas. So row 1, row X, row Y, row X plus row dot width. height row y plus row dot height. Okay, so that is for the area. The shape is rect, and the coords are that. That's great. Okay, what else do we need in here? We need an href, so we're just gonna put whatever for now. Okay, so the descriptions, yeah, we'll hit let's one thing at a time. Okay, so now we got the coordinates, and let's just say an href is this, because I feel like that's gonna make sure that it's active. So now every time we pass through here, we're gonna make a area, and then we're gonna put that map areas, map element, append, areas, dot append area. Okay, so again, there's probably better ways to do this, don't care. Okay, so now we got all the areas, and then we should be able to go and put them into a map element, and that has the name, I think we said it was Tony Fast. And then we're gonna go and add all of the areas. Fucking hell. Okay, add the areas. Okay, poly area at the end here. Okay, and then we're going to IPython. Oh no, we have to, let's do pipe. Oh boy, what? The way that Jupyter still has like problems with undo. It's just unbelievable. Okay, so now that doesn't show anything. That's actually great. So then on the image, we have to go and say that use map, and then we have to put a hash on it. So for both of these here, we're going to say use map equals pound Tony Fast. Okay. So, is that even, actually probably should have put it down here. I think we could just do this. Copy paste. Sometimes this copy paste thing feels a lot like collage. Makes you think of Picasso and Brock. All right, so now we've got these images, and they are, if I inspect this, there, oh wow, that went right to the area. It found the area. That's sick. Okay, that's super great. That's so, oh wow, yay guys, this is great. No, who's guys? Anyway, alt equals index. So let's go throw that on there, and then if I come back to it, that's fine. Go there. Yeah, it takes me right to the area, and it tells me that that's the, oh, is that the right, which one is it? Scroll into view. Yeah, this one, inspect. Okay, so that looks like, okay, so if I go here and I inspect, that gives me the description. Okay, so then this one here should give me parallel or broad. Okay, so I don't know where, I wish I could, okay, I wonder if it would make more sense to see this over somewhere else. Okay, so let's call this images. And then this is down here, that's images. And then this is maps. So now we still get the view when we save it this way. But if I take images.data plus maps.data, and I put all of that into L body. I want to import BS4 beautiful soup. Okay, that's right. Okay, so now we've got these, we've got this OL, great. And then the map is in there. And then I want to save that to a file. So we're going to say path dot TonyFast logo.html, write text. Pipe. Yeah, see the piping technique is really good for like writing code forward. Always have to do this string thing. Okay. Do. All right, so that should be written now, and then I should be able to go to file : / yeah, great. Site Tony. Okay, TonyFast logo.html. Why do I keep missing that second O? Okay, Firefox would like allow. Okay, so now we got the pictures. That's cool. Okay, so they do move us back and forth. Inspect. Okay, so that is the comb. Inspect. That's the broad. That's great. Inspect. That's the pointed one. Shape. All right. So now let's see. I haven't. Okay. I need to find a way to add the desktop audio real fast. So let me go and see if I can go put an input capture in here. Desktop. So
So
if I
if
can
I can
get the
get the
desktop
desktop
audio
audio
device,
device,
um,
um,
default.
default.
Oh
Oh,
wait.
wait.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
No,
Property.
property.
Okay, that should be gone. That was bad. Quick second of bad. So desktop, I've got to delete this. Let me see. Remove. Because we want to be able to see what the screen reader or hear what the screen reader's saying, don't we? So input audio input capture. At Mac OS audio capture. Okay. Now
Voiceover on OBS. OBS 32. Active. Vo- 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 volume slider for Mac. OBS 32. Volume slider for Mac OS audio. Link.
I think
Broad.
that this is better.
You are link.
I don't know.
Firefox.
We're gonna find
Mozilla
out.
Firefox. Link. Description. You web content. Link. Broad. VPN. Book. Google. Pick a book. Link. Pointed. What's new? Button. Chats. Firefox. Link. Broad. Rect. You are currently on a link inside of an Axe image map. To click this link, press Control.
Okay. So we have a website here, and I want to just go and hear how bad it is right now. And I'm not expecting good because I haven't thought about it yet.
File. Users TonyFast logo HTML. Bookmark this page.
So
Command
first, if we
VPN.
do the
Link.
tabs,
Link. Pair. Link.
our,
Link. Link. Link.
okay.
Link.
So I think our tabs are out of order.
Bookmark VPN. Link. Point.
They go from the bottom to the top.
Question. Rect. Link. Parallel. Link.
So I need to flip the order of this, and that's okay.
You
Let's
are
go see if
currently
we
on a
can do
link
that.
inside of an Axe image.
Let's go see if we can do that right now.
Voiceover off.
Okay, so that would the way we would go and resolve that is we would probably just let's just throw a quick reverse on maps data. We're gonna reverse this. Okay, reversed. Let's move beautiful soup to the tippy top, and then we'll handle that on the revision. Okay, so now I got my areas, and now if I go back to my page and I refresh it, and now I start tabbing, now we're going vertically. That's perfect. That is exactly what we wanted. And let's see. It's weird though, because like usually when you have something that has a link, it brings focus. And what it looks like Can you see? It looks like, oh my God, isn't that cool? Okay, since both of the images are using the same map, the tab is activating both of these at the same time. I mean, I'm pretty sure that this is not what was intended, but pretty cool to me. So what's it sound like?
Voiceover on Firefox. Mozilla Fire. Link, description, link, question, link, description, link, question,
And we get the
VPN, button,
cycling.
link, question, list to hide, link, question, rect. You are currently on a link inside of a Axe image map. To click this link, press Control, Option, Space. Link, question,
Okay, so it won't read it.
link, question, link, link, comb, link, broad, link, pointed, link, parallel, link, brush, link, question, rect. You are currently
I
on a
love it.
link
Okay.
inside of an Axe image map. To click this link,
All right.
voiceover off.
So now, how do we make this go and sound a little bit better? We probably should add some CSS here that'll help us, kind of just have a little bit more restraint. We could probably just throw it right here. So let's go and add L style. And what do we need here? I think something that we need is L style. So let's say image max width is colon 50%. Let's say like 45%, because we've got some like list items and those have some weird margins. So now it should, okay, so that's max. And maybe if we just say that body is display flex, we'll just get both images together. Anyway, whatever. Now we have that established and we can work on it. Okay, so we want to figure out how this sounds. So what I need to do is I need to go and I need to actually capture a lot of this text real fast. So let's, we already talked about it way earlier on. So I'm going to get a picture of this up so I could run through it a little bit easier. So on description, okay, so I'm going to make a cell. I'm going to use some YAML. And then we're going to say description. So on the front side, the description says Tony Fast drawn with, I think var's probably data value equals 6. This is fine, because these are numbers. 6 or John written. Yeah, I don't know the difference. Written 6 times with. See, like even in the image, the 6 and the 5 are distinguished. So I'm trying to find a way to semantically say that. And it's either like var or data with 5 pens to be scanned for the web. Okay, good. So that's the first one we've got. And then that has, so the description has, this is the front description. So this is where we're actually going to get 2 different image maps. So I don't know. So basically, what do we got here? Okay, let's just look at, let's move along. Okay, let's just go to the comb and talk about the comb. Okay, so on the alt text, oh, I've confused myself. Let's get rid of the description. Okay, so the comb, The alt text for this is Tony Fast. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, yeah. The alt text for this and the alt text for the back are exactly the same, I think. But this is the experiment, so we're going to find out. So what does the back of this page look like? Okay. All right, cool. So let's just do one and see what that sounds like. Drawn, okay, Tony Fast, drawn vertically. Drawn vertically in small caps with a 6mm comb brush. Okay. So let's call this alts. So these are our alt text. And then we're just going to pipe this through a bunch of crap. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. Now that it's piped through, we're going to pipe that into a series. It's pandas. Invalid syntax. Oh, yeah, sure it is. Okay. So now these are our alts. So now with the now if I go over to the where do we make the map? Now this is where we make the map. Then we're gonna say alts dot loc. So this is a get. We're gonna get the index, and if it's not it, we're just gonna use the index, and then we're gonna write it. Okay, so we have to put the alts just above, so it gets written. And now when we go over here and we hover over this, inspect, it should, okay. Okay, so alt equals Tony Fast, that's rect, comb, brush. Okay, so this doesn't seem to have, okay. Yeah, we replaced comb. Yeah, no, this is, okay, so now,
Voiceover on Alt equals Tonifus area new record Alt equals Tonifus turn vertically in small caps with a 6 web content. YouTube HT file 80% VP link description link question VPN link descript link Tonifus turn vertically in small caps with a 6mm comb brush. Rect
great,
link description. Rect. You are currently on a link inside of an
great.
X image map cells group code cell content group. You are current voiceover off.
So I think that was actually progress. So let's finish writing what these things say. And again, like all of this is about trying to figure out how, okay, we can use assistive technologies to help us. Okay, so what is the next one here? This one is, okay. I think this is, we called this one broad. So this is Tony Fast drawn in lowercase black letters with a 6mm nib. All right. Pointed. The fanciest Tony Fast drawn in stolen copper plate with a zebra G nib. Okay, moving along. Tony Fast drawn with a hard left lean from a green Pilot Parallel 3.8mm nib. Okay. It's interesting because some of them say drawn, some of them say written. I don't know what distinguishes what brush hand with Dell Extravagant, Dell Ints Rococo, Flourishes, Bound for Rubble. Okay, very cool. So I'm at like fit. Yeah, we're getting pretty far. So one of the things that we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to. The way I wrote these is I wrote them with HTML in them. So those are our alts. So these are all of our alts, and let's just go and yeah, we can actually go and listen to the thing right now. Okay, T. Refresh. Control F5.
Voiceover on Firefox. Mozilla Fire link question lit v8 back 80% VPN link question list to link question rect. You are currently on a link
Okay.
inside of act link description link tonifus turn vertically in small link tonifus turn vertically in small caps with a 6mm comb brush link tonifus drawn in lowercase black letters with a 6mm nib link the fanciest tonifus drawn in less than q greater than stolen copper less than slash q greater than plate with a zebra g nib link tonifus drawn with a hard left lean from a green pilot parallel 3.8mm nib link description rect. You are currently on a link inside of Axe
It's
image
fun.
map. To click this link,
So did
press
you hear how
Control
the
Option
HTML is
Space.
weird? There's a good reason for this. Is basically what I
Cells,
wanted.
group, code cell content, group, voiceover off.
Okay. So let's go and just do that quick. Let's strip that really fast. So for the alt text, I'm gonna get the alt text, and then I'm gonna run it through Beautiful Soup. Sanitize equals X. And then I'm going to run it through Beautiful Soup. And then I'm going to do get content, I think, is the string. Okay. So if I sanitize alts apply, sanitize, none object is not callable. Okay. All right. VS4 content. Okay, so that turned, okay. Body. None type. Is there a, okay. Okay, so now if I just like grab one of these, let me grab the like third one, fourth one, and then I try to get content string, get string. For content, contents, there it is. I don't know why this always trips me up, but I want to be done with this actually. LXML clean text. Oh my god, why isn't it just get text? Okay, let's try that. Let's just do get text. Okay, get. Perfect. All right. So now we do get text. Okay, and then we add this sanitizer here. Okay, and then we write it, and then we go listen to it.
Voice link description VPN button link question rect. You are currently on a link description Link. Description. Link. Tonifus turn vertically in small caps with a 6mm comb brush. Link. Tonifus drawn in lowercase black letters with a 6mm nib. Link. The fanciest Tonifus drawn in stolen copper plate with a zebra G nib. Link. Tonifus drawn with a hard left lean from a green pilot parallel 3.8mm nib. Link. Tonifus drawn in Tonifust's brush hand with extravagant rococo flourishes bound for rubble. Link. Question. Rect. You are currently on a link inside of a axe image map. To click this link, press Control, Option, Space. Link. Tonifus drawn in lowercase black letter. Link. Tonif voiceover off.
Well, I had fun with this. I think I got pretty far, and I'm gonna call it here. But yeah, I'm happy. I think that there's a problem right now with the image maps. Like, if we were, let's do this. Let's remove the maps data part. Oh no, we need the maps data part. Let's remove one of the images from the top here and see how that changes before we call this. So let's do that. And then we will
Voice up link Quest VPN button. You are link Tonifus April 8th 2020 text entry
so
area
now
pipe L body
images.
BS4 beautiful soup images
Oh, this
text
is, I
partial
gotta
cells
stop
group
messing
code
with
cell
that
text
one,
entry area
'cause it's
images
not-
right parenthesis L voiceover off.
Okay, so let's get rid of this image. That's the images. Okay, and then we rerun it. And then we go and turn on the screen reader.
Bullet 1 axe image map group. You are currently on web content. To enter the web area, link question list one item. Link question. Link description. Link Tonifus turn vertically in small caps with a 6mm comb brush. Link Tonifus drawn in lowercase black letters with a 6mm nib. Link the fanciest Tonifus drawn in stolen copper plate with a zebra G nib. Link Tonifus drawn zoom in. Rect. Zoom in. Link bookmark this page. Command D button. File Google. File bookmark VPN. Link question list one link question.
Okay.
Rect. You
so
are currently on a link inside of axe image.
since question is at the bottom, it's getting stuck.
April 8th 2026 Tonifus selected tab group voiceover
Okay.
off.
So let's find, let's make sure that we have the order of everything right. So when we go through df iter rows, so df iter rows, okay, basically, if we can, so it's description comb, if we can put question at the top, then we're good. So when it comes to df, we want to reindex so that it's question plus df index dot values to list, and don't include the last one. Okay, so now it should be reordered. And where'd I put df? Okay, so now we're reordered, and now when we go over here,
Voiceover web content list one item bullet 1 axe image map link description link Tonifus turn vertically in small caps with a 6mm comb brush. Link Tonifus drawn in lowercase black letters with a 6mm nib. Link the fanciest. Voiceover off.
okay, so we're gonna do, let's get the description in here. We didn't put that in here. And the description, the thing, okay, so I'm realizing the thing that's messing me up is the description is actually on the front page. It's not on the back page. So the front page is here. Description, Tony Fast, written data. So remember I tried to do this a little bit before, but I didn't get it. And it's because the alt text for this is on the front page, and the alt text for everything else is on the back page. Pens to be scanned for the web. All right. So now, I think each time we come back to this page, though,
Zoom in.
we're very much
Zoom out.
improving.
Cells. Web content. Link. Description. VPN. Button. Link. Description. Link. Tonifus turn vertically in small caps with a 6mm. Web content. List one item. Link. Tonifus VPN. Button. Close tab.
Okay,
Cells.
it
Code
looks
cell
like we
content
missed
without
it.
comma body. Code cell content with output. Group. str comma. Group. Voiceover off.
All right. Tony Fast, turn vertically. Okay. No, the alt text showed up. It's in there. Did I not? So I think I'll be able to cut down this video, which will be sick. Okay. So it moves through the image, but the resizing that we did is seems to be causing a little bit of a rub. So let's just get rid of all of this. No style. Just a big old image. Let's make it smaller. And now we can tab through it. And that's wonderful. That's what we were hoping for. So
Voiceover on Firefox VPN button. Link. Link. Tonifist written 6 times with 5 pens to be scanned for the web. Link. Tonifist turned vertically in small caps with a 6mm comb brush. Link. Tonifist drawn in lowercase black letters with a 6mm nib. Link. The fanciest Tonifist drawn in stolen copper plate with a zebra G nib. Link. Tonifist drawn with a hard left lean from a green pilot parallel 3.8mm nib. Link. Tonifist drawn in Tonifist's brush hand with extravagantra caco flourishes bound for rubble. Link. Link. Tonifist menu bar. Rect. Link.
I'm so
the
happy.
Fanciest Tonifist drawn
I
in
think we
stolen
got
copper
there.
plate. Link.
So
Question.
we still don't know how to
Voiceover off.
reason. We still have to figure out the back and the front sort of situation. But as far as the front goes, let's fix the extravagant part just because that language is slipping me up a little bit. Extravagant. Oh, gent. Oops. Okay. And then let's put space. So we don't actually want the we crossed out the extravagant part, but it's still reading it and I find it funny. So now let's run everything. And now we're getting close to the last
Voiceover on
listens.
Firefox. Most file. Users Tonif 80 VPN. Link. Tonifist link. Tonifist written 6 times with 5 pens to be scanned for the web. Link. Tonifist turned vertically in small caps with a 6mm comb brush. Link. Tonifist drawn in lowercase black letters with a 6mm nib. Link. The fanciest Tonifist drawn in stolen copper plate with a zebra G nib. Link. Tonifist drawn with a hard left lean from a green pilot parallel 3.8mm nib. Link. Tonifist drawn in Tonifist's link. Tonifist drawn with a hard left lean from a green pilot parallel 3.8mm nib. Rect. You are currently on a link. Inside of a link. Tonifist drawn in bullet 1. Axe image map. Group. Voiceover off.
Okay, I think that is a really good last listen. So why don't we call it and good progress.